Hey everyone! Today I'm diving into a topic that's crucial for every homeowners association out there. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, and why your HOA needs to care about it. First off, what's the ADA? Simply put, the ADA is a federal law designed to ensure equal access and accommodations for individuals with disabilities. Now you might be thinking, but we're a private residential community, not a public space. True, but there are several scenarios where your HOA must comply with ADA guidelines. Let's break them down. If your HOA has public facilities like clubhouses, pools, or gyms open to non-residents, these areas must be ADA compliant. Also, if your HOA rents out common areas for events or business use, those spaces too fall under ADA regulations. And if you employ staff, you must ensure reasonable accommodations for disabled employees. But that's not all. The Fair Housing Act, or FHA, also plays a role here. It mandates reasonable accommodations for disabled residents within private communities. So, what does this mean for your HOA? Let's get into the key considerations. First, let's talk accessibility of common areas. Make sure your clubhouses and meeting rooms have wheelchair-accessible entrances and seating areas. Your parking lots should have designated handicap-accessible spaces with proper signage and dimensions. Sidewalks and pathways should be well maintained, with ramps and curb cuts as needed. And if you have multi-story buildings, ensure the elevators and stairways are up to par with handrails and proper maintenance. Next, pool and recreation areas. If your pool is open to the public or leased out, you may need ADA-compliant pool lifts or sloped entries. Fitness centers should have accessible exercise equipment and ADA-compliant restrooms. Now let's discuss accommodations for residents with disabilities. Under the FHA, HOAs must allow service animals and emotional support animals, even if there are pet restrictions. Disabled residents may request designated handicap-accessible parking near their units. And HOAs must permit reasonable structural modifications like installing ramps or grab bars at the resident's expense. Emergency evacuation and safety are also critical. Ensure accessible exit routes and fire alarm systems with visual and auditory alerts for hearing-impaired residents. Your emergency plans should include protocols for assisting disabled individuals. Ignoring these requirements can lead to serious consequences. The Department of Justice enforces ADA compliance, and non-compliance can result in hefty fines or lawsuits. Denying reasonable accommodations can lead to discrimination claims under the FHA, and required modifications due to non-compliance can be costly. So, what can your HOA do? Start by conducting regular accessibility audits of common areas. Train board members and property managers on legal responsibilities regarding disability accommodations. Establish clear policies for handling modification requests and reasonable accommodations. Maintain accessible facilities and develop an inclusive emergency plan that addresses the needs of disabled residents. In conclusion, while your HOA might not always be directly subject to the ADA, compliance is essential in specific circumstances. Ensuring accessible facilities, reasonable accommodations, and solid emergency planning not only keeps your HOA legally compliant, but also fosters a welcoming, inclusive community for all residents. Stay proactive, update your policies, and train your staff to avoid legal risks that enhance your quality.